What's going on, family? How y'all doing today? um, so before I get into my lesson of today, I know y'all looking at my shirt like, where you graduate from? Yeah, that was some years ago. I want to give y'all an update on my new book. Well, first of all, I always talk about my first book. You know, it's out, Reviving Society. You can get it anywhere. I always have to remind you guys to get another video. um, Second thing is my new book is I'm finishing up. I'm still in the grind, working in the lab with it. You know, uh, that will be out pretty soon. So be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna give you guys the title and everything about that later on. Um, yeah. So, oh, and don't forget, when I'm making these videos, it's from a my own personal experience. Uh, I'm having a sincere heart. Letting you guys know. I'm talking to you guys, letting you guys know. Basically, trying to encourage you. And yeah. So with that being out the way, let's get into the lesson. And today, I want to talk about self-esteem um, and identity. And what I want to say about that is like you have to understand that self-esteem is how you feel about your own self, of how you feel about you. And if you allow someone else to tell you how to be, or someone has um, their own way of trying to tell you who you are, you should eliminate them immediately out of your life. Not saying, hurt them or anything like that, but remove them from your circle, your everyday interaction with that person. You shouldn't allow someone to tell you who you should be, or someone else's opinion to affect how you feel about yourself. That's not what you should do. You should always have a higher opinion of yourself, believe in yourself, encourage your own self. Uh, yes, you encourage your own self, because if you don't, then you'll come into a place where all you want to do is be what others tell you to be. Um, so that's the thing I'm talking about your identity, and your identity comes from your family, and your experiences, and where you're from and who you are, your ethnic group and things like that. Um, you should be prideful of who you are, unless you're a scumbag, someone that doesn't do anything, talks about other people, hurt other people, uh, discriminate against other people, violent against other people, abusive against other people. Um, watch what you say to other people, because that the things that you say are powerful, and it can affect other people. That's the sense of what I'm talking about with self-esteem. Um, if you're that type of person where it's like you don't care about anybody but yourself, you don't care about anything, then you're that person. You're that person that is should be the person that you should be is a great person. And if you're that person that is constantly tearing someone else down, you're the bully. You're the person that is not um, qualified to be in that other person's life. And then you wonder why you don't have anybody to talk to. You don't have any friends because you're a person that, you don't know anything about yourself. So you go around trying to destroy other people. And that's not right. You have to have a higher opinion about yourself and your self-esteem. You need to love yourself. Love yourself is the key. The way you treat yourself is the key on how people treat you. Because if you only allow anybody that does something to you, you only allow that. You can't allow people to treat you any type of way that's just wrong and disrespectful and hurtful and things like that. You're a great person. And if you were doing great things, if you're not, if you're going around encouraging, being positive, because negativity is going to come throughout life. That's, everything has its own natural balance. There's a positive and there's a negative, you know? And if you are being a positive individual, then you will understand that all of those things to yourself being positive is the outlook of what people will see about you. They'll be like, "Oh, that person is a great person. He never hurt anybody, or she'll never hurt anybody. She's very uh, influential and inspirational, and that person right there is a good person." And they'll say that about you, you know. But it's about how you treat yourself. It's about yourself. Period. Point blank. And self-esteem. You have to love yourself. You have to. You don't love yourself. How can anybody love you? How can you love anybody else? How can you love anybody else if, you know, you don't have any self-respect or self-esteem on yourself? I mean, it's just common sense, you know? Common sense will say, hey, I want to love myself. I want to be a person that isn't suicidal or depressed or anything like that. I don't want to live for other people. I don't want to live for myself. And that's a way. The way of living for yourself and your identity of yourself and being proud of who you are and where you come from starts with you, starts with your self-esteem. Starts with your self-esteem. And I'm like, at the end of the day, if you are having trouble with self-esteem, that's something you have to work on. You have to encourage yourself, believe in your dreams, believe in your goals. Know that you are a beautiful person. I feel like you're a great person if you're doing great things. You can't be a guy that's out here hurting your community or a woman that's out here defiling her body by just letting any type of uh, person treat you any type of way. Then you're not a great person. But if you respect yourself and you respect others, love yourself, treat yourself right, give yourself the respect, you will have a greater self-esteem. You just have to believe in yourself, know that you have a higher opinion of yourself, and be great to yourself. Self-esteem issues plague the black community as a whole, and that is something we need to work on to be better at loving our own self, putting ourselves to a higher standard. Don't let anyone or anything treat us lower than what our own expectations of our mind are. We are, as a black people, are great people. And you need to know that. You are a great person. Unless you're hurting the community, you are a great person. And that's it today, family. Um, just wanted to get the video out here that you are you need to work on your self-esteem. We need to work on how being a greater person to your own self. All right. Peace, family.